Hey there guys, I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Warfare. Now this is a movie that I haven't really, it kind of slipped under the radar for me, to be honest. I've know this movie's been out for quite a while and a lot of people have been really hyped about it. So I'm very late to getting into Warfare, just haven't found time to really watch it, but also kind of working around also watching other films as well. So I haven't really found the time to watch Warfare yet until today. And yeah, I have to be honest with you, it's really, really good. And I really think for all the hype that the critics and the audiences essentially given off for this movie, I think is justified. Now, I wasn't really going into Warfare with a lot of optimism or enthusiasm like many people would have been, to be quite honest with you. It's mainly because I know Alex Garland has done amazing work in the past as well, but his last movie, Civil War, I will be honest with you, I was very disappointed with. I just didn't think that was a movie that really hit a point, and I think it really was a missed opportunity for a film about a war movie about a fractured America. I really think there was a lot of things missed in that movie that I just didn't enjoy. But I really think there were some things to appreciate from Civil War, such as the realism and also the sort of cinematography that really depict the war very well of it. And I really think with Warfare, it practically takes a lot of inspirations from it, but really amplifies it in a way that I really think depicts a more real detailed war movie in the best way it can. And I really think Warfare really excels in it. And this movie does extremely well. Now, Alex Garland was also director and also writer for this movie, but also Ray Mendoza was also involved in this film. Okay, directing it. And he was actually one of the US Navy SEAL operators who actually was commanding the Alpha 1 team in the actual Iraq war. So this is actually based on a true story from a real experience, and they all had to use memories of what they actually had to tell the story for this film. And the movie itself, it's a very narrow focus, okay? So the main story is really a group of soldiers known as Alpha 1. They are tasked to infiltrate an apartment block, okay? So when they get to the apartment block, they are trying to monitor the situation, and essentially what ends up happening, it all goes wrong, essentially. And the moment it all goes wrong, they're all kind of left in bits of despair and also from trauma that they have to try and either escape or get support from the other squads, essentially. And the movie does really well trying to essentially detail so much of the war elements of this film, such as the gunshots, the grenades, the bombs as well, the mines. And they also do such great cinematography. So it's like some things that they do very well, like in some scenes, they really put so much detail of so much of the injuries in the film. So like if anything goes wrong, like they try to try and make an escape route, which essentially means that they try and get into like a tank, and then some things could go wrong, such as a bomb will detonate, and you will see so much detail of the injuries, such as like limbs essentially being disfigured, blown up. And a lot of the times they will try and heal the injuries, try and essentially act as medics to try and sort of do all the healing and to the injuries the best way they can. A lot of the squad members, and they really detail that amazingly well, and it really just shows the emotional effects of the trauma, and really the acting on the presentation in this movie is superb. But also the acting is also really good. I mean, Will Poulter and Joseph Quinn did really well portraying the soldiers for the Alpha 1 squad, and most of the acting's presentation is just really exemplifies so much of the trauma and despair, and it's really really impressive. Like, I was actually really surprised like how much realism there was in this film. And also Ray Mendoza, as well as being the director and also trying, who also had the experiences of this the war in person, who was actually the operator. So he was actually a JTAC operator that was essentially giving commands to Alpha One, essentially what was happening when they were trapped in the house or the apartment that essentially kept them as hostage, essentially. And they had to like wait till other squads arrived to essentially help their escape route. And I think like the whole movie just really brings a sense of realism of a war. Like, especially when you hear like really loud crescendos of the bombs and the gunshots, and also when the bombs do happen and the soldiers are essentially in a nearby area, a zone of the explosions happening, you also really hear like a real like ringing death noise, because essentially like you're going deaf, and everything sounds very muffled. So they really bring the sense of realism really amazingly well. I never really watched a war movie that really details realism to the level that Warfare did. One thing I also want to really also point out, this is not like a typical war movie where you're always going to be seeing constant gunshots and battles every single time. Most of this film is essentially based on that narrow focus of Alpha One getting into a mission operation and it goes wrong in the house. That's most of the scenes is based on that. But what I think it does really, really well, it really just has so much emotional connection of like how all the soldiers together really feel the despair, essentially. And it's kind of a very different take. And I really think the way Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza brought this film together is amazing. But yeah, I don't really have any complaints about Warfare. I think Warfare is truly spectacular, like really, really amazing. And it makes me kind of question why I was very late to watch this movie. But now I've watched it, I will definitely say it was definitely worth it. And it was a very different take from a war movie that I was very surprised how good it could be. Now, hopefully maybe this is a direction I think Alex Garland could really take for an approach for a war movie. Like I said, I didn't enjoy Civil War, unfortunately. Wasn't a fan of it. I even tried watching it again to see like maybe if my view would have changed, and it didn't, unfortunately. But I really think what Alex Garland did with Warfare and how that came together, I definitely would say it's got my approval for sure. And I really do feel like this is definitely a recommendation for a war movie or a real life story that you should watch. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you have watched Warfare, let me know what you think about the movie. It'll be very interesting to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Dislike if you want to dislike. Thank you for watching. And yeah, that's about it. See you later.